Good morning. No, it's not good morning. It's a good afternoon. Good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Hi, you guys. Hi. I am Sunshine, and this is the ABCube method for solving Rubik's cubes. I've been doing pretty patterns. Been doing pretty patterns on my nieces. This one is kinda the equivalent of checkerboard. Not really. It's just opposites. I just circles on it. And this one I just took a corner. This one I took a corner and flipped it, leaving the stars as they were, and then just solved the rest of it according to that one flipped thing. I keep trying to watch your streams, but they're so short. Are they really? Well, yesterday and the day before, I didn't stream properly because I had to go do grandma stuff. I had to go babysit. So usually, my streams are usually about half an hour long. Half an hour longer. The only reason that they weren't on Thursday, and I didn't do it this morning at all, was because I had to go be grandma. However, I'll take that into advisement. They're longer if people chat with me, so I get the illusion that I'm boring people if no one's interacting with me. So, what is a good amount of time to stream? I'm glad you want to watch me, though. Thank you for saying so. Let me scramble this again. I was in the grocery store the other day, and what's funny is that everywhere I go with my purse, someone comments on my purse. I have a Rubik's Cube purse. I've shown it before. It's out of my reach. I can't go get it right now. But people will always comment on my purse, and so this time in the grocery store, it was just one of the workers there. And I said, "Oh, thank you so much." I said, "Do you cube?" He said, "Actually, you're talking to I'm a state champion." So I said, "Oh, wow, I'm so impressed. Can I shake your hand?" Because I'm not a competitor. But then he was interested in my 3x9 that I had in my purse. And I had a 3x9. I had a little keychain 3x3 one. But we just talked for like 20 minutes because he wanted me to understand the AB method and how it worked, and he's like, "Oh." It's so fun when I find a cuber out in the wild, because cubists are just cool people. So and then of course I couldn't remember. I got confused when I was trying to show him the ABCube method for the center for how it works on this, and I was trying to show him the last step, which is the centers, the 9 side centers. When the rest of the cube wasn't done, and so I was getting confused as to which 3 centers were moving around, and I'm like, "Look, I'll show you. I'll move this piece here," and then I'll did the thing, and it didn't happen. I'm like, let me try that again. So it was fun. I've been trying to. Okay, so. Haha. All right. So I'll demonstrate that it works on every size cube. The difference being, my centers are scrambled because this is not a solid scramble. But the first thing that I need to do with this is I have to make sure that the centers, I've got my white and my yellow are opposite because the centers are done. But then I have to make sure that the centers are horizontal in relation to the white being up and down, so that when I get the whites and the yellows done, I'll be able to turn it. If one of these is this way instead of this way, then it won't turn. So I have to make sure that they're all horizontal before I start doing my whites and yellows. Sorry. Okay, so I'll do the yellows first. So I'm going to bring the yellows to the top, and like I said, I've got have to make sure that the centers are all horizontal. And once I do that, because formula A and formula B do not mess up, do not twist the centers, like I could muscle it into place like that, but that would twist my center, and I don't want to do that. So just formula A, just formula B is what I use. So let's bring the yellows to the top. Okay, bottom row, four moves, bottom row, right column, and as long as there's a yellow in one of these two spaces, one of these two corners, the yellow will come to the top. Okay, so yellow's on top, slide it out of the way, and then I'm going to, there's no yellow here, no yellow here, rotate the bottom 1/4 turn, there's a yellow there, and formula A will bring it to the top. And because I'm only doing formula A, my centers are going to stay horizontal. Sorry. Okay, so rotate the top to keep going. No white, there's no yellow there, no yellow there. Rotate the bottom by 1/4 turns until the answer is yes. And then formula A will bring it to the top. Goodbye. Slide the top, keep going, yellow, until the yellow is on the top face. Okay, and my centers are horizontal. Then I look at the other sides of the corners. So when you do it looking at the corners, let me do this one at the same time. Okay. There's a yellow here. Formula A is going to bring it to the top. Okay, slide the top to protect it and keep going with this piece. No yellow here, no yellow here. Slide the bottom. There's a yellow. Out, down, and up until the yellow is on the top face. Slide the top. Keep going. Slide the top, keep going. There's no yellow here or here, so I rotate the bottom row until there is. Up, down, and up. All right. Now, when you get to this position, and I know you guys are cubers, or you wouldn't have found me. but I generally teach non-cubists, the people who say, "Oh no, I tried, but I can't." My brother tried to teach me. My cousin can do it. Because just formula A, just formula B is all you need to solve every complexity cube. And we'll get to parities. Oh, you should have seen me. It was funny. I said, "Ask me about parities. Please ask me about parities." All right. So when your color's on top, active color's on top, then either all of the sides will match. Each corner has 3 colors. So looking at the other colors, either every side will match, or no side will match, or one side will match. It can only be one of those 3 things. So here we've got blue does not equal green, red does not equal green, orange equals orange, and blue does not equal red. So one side matches here, and on this one side matches as well. Okay, so we hold the cube so that the matching side is facing away from us, as if it were headlights on a car that we're driving. And then we go to formula B, which is also not going to twist the centers, but let me do it on this one first. So top row, 2 columns. We're using the outside columns for the corners. Slide up, slide up, slide down, slide down. And it looks like, oh no, we've messed it up. No, we haven't. We've moved some pieces around, and we already know that formula A is going to bring it back to the top. So let's do formula A to bring our yellow back to the top. And when it's slided out of the way, keep going. And because we had one side that matched, now we're going to have all 4 sides that match. If we had had no sides that matched after doing B and then A to bring the color to the top again, we would have had one side that matched, which is where we are here. So color faces away, and slide up, slide up. I'm just treating it, you know, it just it just naturally is as the 3 by 3 right now. Formula A to bring the colors back to the top. Out, down, in, up. Out, down, in, up. Slide the top, keep going. Out, down, in, up. And when the yellow is on top, now we look and the sides match. Blue equals blue, red equals red, green equals green, orange equals orange. Okay, so it's the same. Whatever I can do, whatever cube I'm doing it on, I do the corners first because I can. Every cube has 8 corners, and so if it was a 2 by 2, that would be solved now. Oh no, I'm sorry. The one side would be solved. You can go layer by layer. I like to do the corners first. So I'm going to take my yellows and I'm going to put them face down, and I'm going to abandon the yellows because they know how to take care of themselves. And if all I do is A and B, then I'm only going to be moving the pieces that I want to be moving, and the yellows are going to get offset, but they're going to solve themselves back again as I go, because formula A and formula B does not harm anything anything other than the 3 pieces that you want to move. So you can't tell that it is not doing that unless you're working on the second 4 corners. So the second 4 corners, first thing to know is what is our second color, because not all cube is colored traditionally. This one, for instance, has red opposite yellow, and has purple in there, thrown in there as well for good measure. So, so we look for what color all of the sides have in common. This one has white, green, orange. This one has white, orange, and blue, so it's not green or blue. This one has white, red, and green, so it's probably white, and yes, white is on all 4 of our corners. White is on all 4 of our corners. As an added hint, it's not any color that touches your yellow, so it's not green or red or blue or orange. So we've established that yellow is our second corner color, and the yellows are face down. And so we're going to bring, here's one this one already has one on top, so I'm just going to leave that there and work from around that. So so that's under my left thumb. I'm looking at the front of the cube as if it's a column of rows and spreadsheets. And I'm looking at, see if my white, so is my white on top? No. I don't have to actually look to see that because we've already established they all have a white. So we're just going to go with white. So is it on top? No. So formula A, out, down, in, up. Is it on top? No. Keep going. For the second 4 corners, it's going to be multiple of 2, simply because formula A switches these 2 and then back again. So out, down, in, up, out, down, in, up. The important thing here is to keep the cube stable, not rotate the cube as I go along, because that will mess up the bottom, and we're trusting our yellows to take care of themselves. So when the white comes to the top, you slide the top out of the way to protect it and keep going with this corner. And when the white is on top on all 4 of the cubes, all 4 of the corners, you don't have to know this, but you can trust that it was a multiple of 6, and so the rest of the cube did not get scrambled. So our yellows are still happy, and now we're looking, we've got our whites to the top. Let's do that again. Out, down, in, up, out, down, in, up, slide the top, out, down, in, up, out, down, in, up, slide the top, keep going. I'm keeping the cube stable. Out, down, in, up. All right, so again, looking at the sides of the corners, either all of them match, none of them match, or one of them match. And for this one, it's the orange side that matches. And for this one, orange does not equal green, red equals red. It's the red side that matches. So we hold the color, matching color of the corners facing away from us. And formula B is going to move 3 pieces around. And because we're doing the opposite edge, the outside columns, it's working with the corners. So slide up, slide down, and bring our white back to the top again with formula A. Keep the cube stable, slide the top out of the way to protect that, and continue with this one. Out, down, in, up, out, down, in, up, slide the top, out, down, in, up, out, down, in, up. And when our yellows are on top again, this time the sides matches. So we check the yellows again. Yellows are still happy to each other. Whites are now happy to each other. And all we got to do is check to see whether the top and the bottom are correct to each other. And blue does not equal red, orange does not equal red, green does not equal red, and red equals red. So there, we're happy. The 4 corners are correct to each other. Let's do it on this one. Oranges face away. Slide up, slide down, and back in. Slide the top. I'm a bean. Slide the top, keep going. And as long as we haven't turned the cube, we've only twisted the top layer to keep going, then the bottom 4 corners are still are still happy. They have scrambled, but they have resolved themselves. And now, so the bottom 4 corners are correct, the top 4 corners are correct to each other, and red equals red. So these 8 corners are correct to each other now, and these 8 corners are correct to each other now. And so whichever cube you're working on, if it was a 2x2, it'd be solved, and we'd move on to the next cube. But with every other cube, as we've done the corners, what we've established is what color each side, each face is now going to be. On a 3x3, we can do that around the center because the center does not move relative to itself, but we don't always. When we got larger than a 3x3, we lost that guarantee. So so this side, I know words. I can English. Hi, you guys. How's everybody doing this evening? Everybody happy? Everybody have a nice week? You got some fun things going on for the weekend? Look at my pretty patterns. Look at my pretty patterns. I've been playing with my mixes. All right. Okay, so corners are done on these 2 cubes. I'm doing them together to demonstrate. So the white, I've been training my eyes to look for yellow and white, so I'm going to continue to look for yellow and white. So I hold the cube so that yellow and white are left and right, and I'm looking for pieces in the middle area that have the yellow or white. On a larger cube, there's more pieces to look at, but you're still just holding yellow and white left and right. That one's not done yet. So yellow and white are left and right. So this one doesn't have a yellow or white. This one has a yellow or white. So where's my sticky? All right. So this is the piece that I'm going to be moving. I stick it with the blue thumbtack so that you guys can follow what my eyes are following. All right. So. Yellow and white are left and right as dictated by the corners, and so I bring the corners. The corners are now kind of a set at this point in time. So I bring the corners together to match the front color. Okay, and then I determine this is red and yellow, so it's going to go above the red and yellow corners, between the red and yellow corners. So yellow's on this side, white's on this side. So this cube is going to go over here. Now the two columns that we're working with. Formula B is always one row, two columns, and it always moves three pieces around, but you don't have to remember which two columns do which thing. You just have to pick a cube, the cubie that wants to be moved, and let the mechanics of the cube dictate what those two columns are. For example, where the column where this cubie is the second column, and the column where it wants to end up is the first column. So because this one wants to end up over here, top row, first column, second column. And we're kind of doing the mirror of B, because if you look specifically where the arrows go. But the first move, since this is where it wants to end up is here, the first move is to move it away from that space so that it doesn't get lost in the first movement. So I move it away, first up, back, second up, away, down, back, down, and there it is, placed where it wants to be. Here's a white, okay, but we want the white to be on top, so I'm going to flip the cube. So I'm still looking at this cubie, and yellow and white are still left and right, but the other way. Good. So bring the corners to match the front color, okay. And it's going in the white direction, so this way. So I start by, so first column, second column, start by moving away, up, in, up, away, down, in, down, and that cube is placed. You're looking for more yellow or whites. And I'm going to keep doing this until there's no more yellow or whites in the middle area, and then I will check to see if my opposite edges are complete. So my white's on the front instead of on top, so I flip the cube. Bring the corners to match the front color. It's going in this direction, so it's so top row, first column, second column, away, up, in, up, away, down, in, down, and there it is. Red and green, orange and green, there's yellow. Okay, bring the corners to match the front, determine its direction, and it's going this way. So first column, second column, away, up, in, up, away, down, in, down, and that is placed. And we just keep doing this one piece at a time. Lather, rinse, repeat, same thing over and over again. We don't have to remember with flip the top, flip the cube, yellow and white are still left and right. You don't have to remember which, okay, with every other method that's out there, you have to remember however many algorithms there are, and then you have to remember which algorithm does which thing. This one is if you want to do these things clockwise, this one is if I want to do it counterclockwise, this one is if I'm doing diagonal. And you have to remember which order to do which ones, because this one messes up, this one does this but messes up these other things, so it should be done after. And so with this one, like I said, just formula A, 4 moves, formula B, 8 moves, and it solves everything. So you don't have to remember, when I see that this piece right here is not where it wants to be, and I see that it wants to go over to here, I don't have to remember which algorithm to use, because it's always B. So first column is where it wants to land, second column is where it is. Slide up, slide down, and that piece is done. Looking for white and yellow, 1, 2, 3, 4 sides with no white and yellow. So then we look and see if the opposite edges are complete. And they either will be or they won't be. And if they are, we're happy. And if they're not, we look at what's not placed correctly. And I can just use this as the next step, but I'm going to show you how to place it. So there's no more yellow or white in the middle, but this one is incorrect. So I'm going to apply Formula B to displace this piece. So again, it's one, top row, 2 columns, this one, and well, this we don't know which one it is. If it's a larger one, we can pay attention to it. So away, up, in, and then this is the one I'm displacing. This is the second column up, away, down, in, down, and there it is. We put this piece into the middle where we can work with it. So yellow and white are left and right. Bring the corners to match the front. Determine its direction is this way, so away, up, in, up, away, down, in, down. And now when we look and see that there's no more whites or yellows in the middle, we can see that our yellow edges are correct and our white edges are correct. So our opposite edges are correct. Let's do the same thing with this one now. Okay, so we hold the cube so that yellow and white are left and right. And we're looking for yellow or white in the middle. Here's a yellow. Okay, so it's yellow and green. We bring the corners are matching the color. Bring the corners to match the front. This one already is. It's going in the yellow direction, so that's this direction. So top row, 2 columns. First one is where it's going to land, so this one. Second one is where it's beginning, so this one. So slide up, slide down, and we're working with the opposite edges, which are yellow and white. So this one is placed. Find another yellow or white from the middle area. Okay, white's on top, white's in front, we want it on top, so we flip it. Yellow and white are still left and right. Corners match the front. It's going in the white direction. So away, up, in, up, away, down, in, down. All right, so that's placed. Look for, here's another yellow. Da-da. Yellow, okay, we want the yellow to be on top, so we flip the cube. Yellow and white are left and right. Bring the corners to match the front color. And we don't care what these other 3 are. We're only looking at the one that's touching the yellow. Okay, it's going in this direction. Slide up, slide down, slide down. Okay, here's a white. Bring the corners to match the front color. It's going this direction. First column, second column, away, up, in, up, away, down, in, down. Okay, we're getting there. Here's a white. Yellow and white are left and right. It's going in this direction. Away, up, in, up, away, down, in, down. Okay, looking for more. Here's a yellow. Yellow and orange, bring the corners to match the front. Okay, it's going in this direction. Away, up, in, up, away, down, in, down. Okay, here's another white. We want it on top, not the front, so we flip it. Yellow and white are still left and right. Bring the corners to match the front color. It's going in this direction. Away, up, in, up, away, down, in, down. Okay. And 1 side, 2 sides, 3 sides, 4 sides, and there's no more yellow or white in the middle area. And because we remembered to set them all up horizontally from with the yellow and white on top, it means that we have free access to those layers. Now, so we're looking to see if the sides are done. Okay, so this one is mostly done. We've got that one that's not, and this one is correct. All right, so I usually displace one yellow as I'm moving on to the next steps, but I'm going to demonstrate this what to do if it's not solved. So we're going to use Formula B to displace this piece. Top row, first column, second column is the one that affects the piece we're trying to affect. And down and down. And so there it is. Yellow's on top. Yellow and white are left and right. Bring up the corners to match the front. It's going in this direction. Oh, out, up, in, up, out, down, in, down. And yay, we did it. So our yellow and our white are opposite edges. Corners are done, opposite edges are done. Corners are done, opposite edges are done. Okay. The next thing to do is the center, the side edges. Okay. I like yellow more than white, so I'm putting the white face down. Boom. Now it's going to be face down until we finish the cage, this cage, the cage method. So I look at the sides to see if they're correct. This one's not correct. This one's not correct. None of them are correct to where they want to be. Okay. So I'm going to take a yellow piece. I'm going to take a piece that's incorrect, and I'm going to displace a yellow piece into that space so that the yellow piece then comes to the top where I can work on it. Okay, so white's face down for the rest of this step. So first column is where I want this to land, and second column is where it begins. So slide up, slide up, slide down, and I took this, put this yellow and I put it right there, and I took this yellow and put it right here, but it gave me a third piece. Whoopsie, don't move. Hello camera. Gave me a third piece that doesn't have yellow. So that's the piece that I'm going to be working on, and keep the white face down. It helps me know where I am. So I take, this is the piece I'm going to be working on. So I hold the top row and I rotate the rest of the cube to make the corners match the front. Okay, corners match the front. It's orange and green, so it's going in the orange and green direction. It's going to land over this corner, somewhere above this corner, not this corner, because this side is blue and this side is green. So away, up, in, up, away, down, in, down. That is placed. This one looks correct. It was here. This yellow piece, as I work with this piece that doesn't have yellow on it, the yellow place I displaced will find its way back to the top. It will either find its way back to the top correctly, or it'll find its way back to the top incorrectly. Either way, it's going to find its way to the top. And this other piece is going to bip-bop back and forth until it does. So green and red, hold the top, line up the corners to match the front, determine its direction over here. So top row, first column, second column. Slide up, slide up, slide down, and the yellow found its way back to the top. So now we look at the sides to see if they're done. This one's done, this one's not. Okay, we still have some incorrect pieces. So I'm going to take one of my incorrect yellows and I'm going to displace another incorrect piece. Okay, which is going, and then I'm just going to keep going. So up, up, down, down. And I'm going to work with the pieces that are not yellow until the yellow comes back to the top, and then I evaluate. So, bring the corners to match the front color. It's going in the red direction, so that's this way. Start by moving away. Up, in, up, away, down, in, down. That one's placed. Look for the not yellow on top and keep going. Bring the corners to match the front. It's going in this direction. Slide up, slide down. Yellow came back to the top, and we check, so we re-evaluate, and boom, we're done. Now this one, because I'm working on the 9 side here, there's a the only one I can really have control over is the middle layer here. So I'm going to set that middle layer to match the corners. Okay. And I'm going to take a yellow piece and I'm going to displace it so that I can work on the side corners. Okay. So slide up, slide up, slide down, and I'm going to again work on the piece on top that's not yellow until the yellow finds its way back to the top. So there's 3 colors I'm working here. I can't place them all at the same time because they're not together. So I'm only going to be paying attention to the centerpiece. Okay, the centerpiece is orange and green. So I'm going to bring the corners to match the front. Okay. Sorry, orange. Wait a second. Okay. So the corners match the front, and it's got the second color is green, so it's going in the green direction as dictated by the bottom corners. Because the top corners, I'm ignoring everything but the piece I'm working on. I'm only looking at this piece right now on top. And so orange matches the front, and it's going in the green direction, so it wants to go. So this is the first column, this is the second column. Away up, in up, away down, in down, and this piece is placed. The green and orange is placed correctly between the green and orange. I look at the piece on top that's not yellow. It's blue on front, so I hold the top and bring the corners to match the front. And it's the second color is orange, so it's going in the orange direction, so that's this way. So this piece, this blue and orange, wants to go between these two, this blue and this orange. So first row, first column, second column. Up, up, down, down. This piece is placed. Okay. Look for another non-yellow piece. Okay. Corners to match the front. It's going in the green direction, so this way. So top row, first column, second column. Slide up, slide up, slide down, slide down. I take advantage of the fact that the white's dissolved to help me keep track of which columns I'm on. Yellow came back to the top, so now we check. This middle layer is what we're checking. So that one's correct, that one's correct, that one's correct, and that one's correct. So this is now as correct as this one is. If it were 3 by 3, it'd be done. But we still have we still have 6 more layers. 6 more layers. All right, so this one's done, and now we move on to this one. This is, up until now, I've just used Formula A and Formula B. I'm holding it so that yellow and white are left and right again. And I'm going to be now looking at the pieces to the left. And this is the part where I got confused when I was trying to learn the methods online. I could spend a month watching a different person every day, and I could not figure it out. The closest I got to for a 3 by 3 by 9 was this algorithm will move these pieces around, and so hold your cube so that will be advantageous, and then do this algorithm, and then reset the cube and look to see what to do next. And I just was not that smart. So what I did at this point in time is I just took one of my large cubes, like my 7 by, and I held it yellow and white left and right, and I said, okay, I'm going to pretend that I can't move the yellow or the white pieces, and I'm going to see what can I do as far as A and B. And the only difference is that so far, Formula B, the horizontal move has been 1 row over and 1 row back. And when you do that, you can't work with the center columns because they're blocked. So I made one simple change to Formula B. Adapted B is where the top row is 2 turns and 2 turns back. So in every horizontal now is 2 turns and 1 turn back. And so what that did, when I did that, I figured out that a bunch of things happen on the right side, and only one piece gets affected on the left side. And so I decided to start working from the left side forward, from the left to the middle. and see where that got me. And where that got me, once the left side was done, the right side was either also done or had a parity, but we already know what to do with parities, because a parity is caused by the center being a quarter turn off. So that particular, the slice that touches the parity. So let me start doing that. I'm going to start by working on the left side. So here I'm looking at the corners, the red and green corner, okay? So everywhere on the left side, I'm going to look at what I have to see if I have any red or greens that are in the right spot, but flipped wrong. Okay, 1, 2, 3. All right, so these are in the correct spot. This one wants to be over here. All of these, however, are suspect, so I'm going to move all of them over to here. So what I'm going to do, Formula B switches these two edges, these two edges, and the 3 centers. So all I really need to know is that the bottom front on the left and the top back on the right are going to switch. So this, just bear with me here. This piece wants to go over here. I'm going to treat all 3 of these as if they were one piece, because I'm going to get all of these suspect pieces out to where they can be worked on. So I'm going to take this space down where it's front, bottom, and I'm going to take these 3 pieces back where they're top back. Okay, and now I'm going to do my adapted Formula B. Okay, bear with me. What we're working with here is the red and green. So we go top, top, first up, top, top, second up, top, top, first down, top, top, second down. And what that did is it put this piece correct, and displaced incorrect pieces with these pieces. These are going to replace these when I get to it. But so my red and green are done as much as I can for right now. So now I'm going to look at red and blue. So looking at these 3 columns, do I have any? I'm going to tilt the rows while I look and see what my 4 options are for the corners here. So 1, okay, this one and this one are in the right place, want to be moved. There's 2, 3, 4. Okay, so all right, these 2 want to be over here, but these three, you know, they're pretty happy together. So I'm going to treat these as one piece, and I'm going to put these 2 pieces that want to be over here, and this one that's correct, I'm going to displace it over here, just so I can bring these 3 out to the front where I can work on them. So these want to go here, so this face goes down, and the cubes go to the back. And then Formula B. Top, top, first up, top, top, second up, top, top, first down, top, top, second down. And see, those are the pieces that I displaced. Set my edge again. And so this is what I was in fact working on. And sure enough, these are correct. This one is deliberately incorrect. Okay, so now I'm going to look at the blues and oranges. Okay, so I'm going to look at what my options are over here. There's one, look at that. All 3 of these, all these want to go over here. Okay, so space goes down, pieces go to the back, and Formula B will swap these 2. So slide, slide, up, slide, slide, a second up, slide, slide, down, slide, slide, down, and these ones are now all automatically there. Okay, now we're going to look at orange and green. This one wants to flip. 1, 2, that one wants to flip. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so these 3 all want to go over here. So I separate them down and to the back, slide up, slide up, slide down, slide down, and these ones are properly placed. These ones, we know that these ones want to be over there. So, but with everything else, we've all of the pieces that want to go back over here are now on this side where we can find them. So this one's correct. Now we're looking at red and green. Okay. And this one is correct, so it'll be in these two rows. So 1, there they are. Okay. So we're instead of working with all three of them, we're just working with these two right here. Okay. Down and to the back. Slide, slide, up, slide, slide, up, slide, down, slide, down, and these are correct. Haha! We've got one more here. Okay, so we're looking for, there it is, it's blue and red. Okay, so the space goes down, the piece goes to the back, and this is the one that we're working on. Okay. Slide up, slide up, slide down, and that one's in place. Okay, so these are done, these are done, these are done, these are done. My left side is all done. So now I can look at the right side, and either they're all automatically correct, or we have a parity. The green side is correct, and these two, okay, this is 3 parities. This one wants to be, these 3 want to be there, okay, and these 3 want to be there. So these parities are these rows, each one of these rows is 1/4 turn off. I can turn them, but it's easier for me to tell what I'm doing if I displace this side. So the rows that match these 3 columns, the slices that match these 3 columns over here are all 1/4 turn off. So I'm going to take these 3 columns here, I'm going to make it 1/4 turn, okay, and then I'm going to do Formula B to move it out to here, and then I'm going to start placing them correctly. So I did my 1/4 turn, now I do slide, slide up, slide, second up, slide down, slide, second down, and so now all of these are incorrect because I rotated the turn. I'm going to be tempted to just, oh look, slide it back into place, but that will give me my parity back, so I don't want to do that. So instead, I look at these pieces over here. These pieces want to go here, so down into the back, separate them. Slide up, slide up, slide down, okay, and these are correct, and these ones now want to be placed here. These ones want to go here. So I line them up, separate them, spaces go down, pieces go to the back, slide up, slide down, and then, sorry, these pieces want to go here, so I separate them, slide up, slide down, these pieces are correct, and these pieces now want to go here, okay, separate them, slide up, slide down, and now now that the left side is correct, again we look at the right side, and it is also automatically correct because we got rid of the parity. Okay, so I love that you guys are letting me be a part of your of your day. Chat with me if you want to. Ask me questions if you want to. But otherwise, I'm happy just being in the background for you. So the corners are done. The opposite edges are done. The side edges are done. The rest of the side edges are done. And all that's left now is the centers. Okay, so what I said happened by taking a large piece. Oh, here's one. Let me demonstrate again what happened, what formula B actually does. Okay, so white and yellow and white are left and right. Okay, so I'm going to work with this column, so you can see what happens, or this column, so you can see what happens. Okay, so we did slide up, slide second up, slide down, slide down. And we found out that several centers moved. These two edges moved, and these two edges moved. So if I do it again, the edges are going to move again, and then we can just look at what the centers do. So second formula B, up, up, down, down. Okay. And we can see that what happened, so if we do formula B in groups of 2 now, our edges have 0 effect because we flip them right back again. So doing B in groups of 2 is now going to give us the effect of moving this piece to here, this piece to here, and this piece to here twice. If I do it 2 more times, then I'll be able to get it back to the start. So what that means is that in order to work on the center pieces, the two centers from the front and 1 center from the top are going to be the moving ones, and the side with the effect of twice is going to look like this piece went here and this piece went here, even though this piece went here and this piece went anyway. Now we know what to do with our side pieces. So here's some oranges. They need excuse me, they need to move out of the way, so I'm going to move them up there. So slide, so I've lined them up. Okay, slide up, slide up, slide down, that's once, and again up, up, down, down, and so it looks like this edges did nothing and the centers moved. Okay, so now let's move these ones to over here. Let's do these ones. Up, up, down, down, up, up, down, down, and the oranges went up there. They're in place now. So here's some greens and reds. These all want to move. Let's do these one at a time. Let's just do this red to move up. Okay, it's going to land here. So we go up, up, down, down, up, up, down, down. Okay, all right. These greens want to go up here, but these reds want to move first, and these blues want to go. So at this point in time, we can only do it one at a time. So let's take this yellow, this orange. Let's take this red. This red is lined up with this green. Okay, so I do the top first up, top second up, top first down, top second down, and then do it again to get my edges back. Up, up, down, down, and okay, now we've got these two. we're going to be displacing some pieces we don't want. So let's start with this blue lined up with this green. Okay, and I'm just going to do this blue for right now. So slide up, slide up, slide down, again, up, up, down, down, set the top. Remind me I need to take my pill when I leave, because that was my pill reminder. So, alright. So, I could put this blue where this orange is, but then I'd have to move this orange back to the other side. Either way, alright. Okay, so this orange is lined up to, you know what, I'm just going to do these two greens. Okay, lined up to these orange and red. So the orange is going to place and the red is also unfortunately going to come down. So slide, slide up, slide up, slide down, and again, up, up, down, down, and set the top. So that's correct. So this orange has to go twice. Okay, so this orange, or the red has to go twice. So first we'll put this orange up into it. So slide up, slide up, slide down, again, up, up, down, down. That one's correct. Green and red. Okay. Slide up, slide up, slide down, slide down, slide up, slide up, slide down, slide down. Okay, and these last two, okay, line it up, slide first up, slide second up, slide first down, slide second down, second formula B, up, up, down, down, set the top. Huzzah! We did it! Okay, you guys, one way to get me engaged more often, for longer periods of time, is to talk to me. In the meantime, though, alright, I gotta go take my pill and feed my face. So thank you for playing with me, and I'll be back here tomorrow morning. Come and play with me. Bye, you guys.